Mike with his mama, Grace.
Where?
James Street in Durham. This is Carol on leave from the Navy, about 40. Well, I don't know. Must have been later than. He was too young for the war, so it was after the war. And this is a family gathering, and it's this is Becky, this is Nancy, this is Dina, this is Mike and me and Eder and Uni and Steve. And this is Becky with her doll in the front yard before the trees were cut. This is Daddy's birthday party. This is a combined picture so I could get all of them. Might have some repeats. On August 22nd.
He was 70, right?
When he was 70, and he was born in 94. Whatever year that was. This is Uncle Blake, Aunt Dexter, Daddy, and Daisy, and Elsie. And this is a repeat here so I could get Uncle Clady. He's the other brother. And this is Belle, his wife. And this is Aunt Dexter again, and Daddy. And these are the grandchildren on the porch, that same party. And I don't know whether I can identify them or not. I can't know if I can see that well.
Let's get up here in the light a little better.
All right. Daddy and Rosie on the back, and Royce, and Imogene, and Teresa, and I think these two are. That's Janet, but I think this one is a little girl visiting Harold.
Yeah.
And John, is that John?
Yeah, that's John Ray.
And that is Addison Ray's little boy that died of meningitis shortly thereafter. And that may be Becky and Kelly, do you think?
Yeah.
And this is Nancy. And this is Aunt Jenny's wedding that we got together in a minute. Becky went to Mary Cecil, the music teacher, and she taught her how to play 4 bars of the wedding march. And she played it on the piano. This is in the living room. And me and Harold and Eunice, Aunt Jenny and Dale, Daddy and Rosie and Becky and Uncle Max and Steve. And that was a good wedding. That was a nice wedding. And this is Evelyn. This is David Goins' mother. And Harold and Carol. When she lived, that was probably before she was married. And they lived in the same house with my grandmother Ray. This is Tommy and Grover. These are school pictures. And Grover and Tommy and Daddy and Rosie and Esther. And I don't recall that there was a special occasion, but it's unusual to have a picture of all of them. And this is the last Easter that my mother lived. And that's me and Harold and Edith and all dressed up in our Easter clothes. And Uncle Max's car, whatever that is, that was his. And of course, this is one of the few pictures we have of Mama.
That's right. What's the next row?
Oh, okay. I forgot this one. This is my great-grandparents, Mary Elizabeth and Hiram Proffitt.
Now, was he in the Civil War?
No, his dad. His dad was in the Civil War. And we actually have the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
And this is Harold on his first trip home. He joined the CCC when he was about 16 and went to the West Coast and joined the Navy at Pearl Harbor. And this is after his basic training, and he came home and then shipped out, and we didn't see him again for a long, long time. But this is Grandmother Ray and Daddy. This is Daddy's mother, and this is Mary Wilson Ray. And her father was the one who fought in the Civil War for the Union.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Uncle Mike's and Steve shortly before Uncle Mike's died. And Steve was about 18 or 20. And this is Eunice and her doggy and Becky. And that's Bea and Harold. And our old day, this is the first time I brought Philip to the mountains. And we went fishing. And we were on Cane River, and Philip took this picture of the two of us. This is Steve feeding his chickens. And this is me on that same trip, I think.
Looks like it was either in the
But
early
no,
spring
yeah.
or there's no leaves on the trees.
No, I don't really remember that picture, but I don't remember when we did that one. And Kate and Harold, and Mary Ann and Carol, and Janet, and Rosie and Daddy, and John Ray and Ann. And this is a picture of my dad when he was a young man. He had that made in Atlanta. He was hauling apples, I think. That's the one I have. I think that's the one I have made the big picture of. That's it.
Well, that's good. You know everybody.
Yeah. That's a good thing you asked me now.